All right, well, good morning, everybody. Good to be with you on this Monday, and hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully you had a great Mother's Day as well. Let me give a Mother's Day shout out to everybody. Happy Mother's Day to you all, and thank you to all the moms out there, at least, and everybody else out there. Be thankful for mom, and moms are truly special and a gift from the Lord. And I trust that you had a good weekend, a good celebration for Mother's Day. And I want to thank everybody who came out for the mother-daughter friend luncheon. It was, from what I am told, the food was great and the fellowship was great as well. And thank everybody for being out for that. Okay, we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 21, this morning, and hope our power up finds you well. I want to encourage you to like and share, and then also comment as well throughout our power up, and then share it so somebody else might be able to get on live. As you can see, I'm a little red, and so the reasoning for that is I was out Saturday while the ladies were having their good times. I was with a couple of my brothers, and we were out on the lake installing some docks, and this is the result of it. And so there you go. You get to deal with that. So I don't know if it's glowing or not on the power up or not, but hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. Okay, here we go. Proverbs chapter number 21. Join me in verse number 18. Proverbs 21. And verse number 18. The Bible tells us the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. And we note that, as we have said, even throughout this chapter in recent days, and even in chapters leading up to chapter 21, we've noted how the consequences for the lifestyle that we live, for the consequences for our wickedness, our evil deeds, and even there are good consequences from living righteously and so on. But I want to remind us of this. It says here, the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. And just know that in those consequences, at the end of days, it is the righteous in Jesus that will live. It's the righteous in Jesus that will rule, as we know, during the millennial reign of Christ. And the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous here, and the transgressor for the upright. And so I want to encourage you, and not that we're perfect people, not that we change the way that we live to earn our salvation, but as we live this life, we ought to live differently. And that different life, it ought to be an honor and glory to the Lord. Our life ought to be lived out of thanksgiving for what Jesus has done for us. Now, verse number 19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman. And just a word of maybe a warning or caution here, ladies. You set if we can, you set the thermostat for your house, for the joy in the house. And if anger is an issue in your life, and maybe things frustrate you and so on, hey, don't make an excuse of, well, I've got an anger problem, or you know what, I just can't control myself. No, you need to, and I don't mean this in a negative way, got to man up. You got to tackle that problem, that anger problem, that contentious problem. You've got to tackle that, go after it, and don't let that control you. Don't let your contention or your anger rule the home. Okay. But rather you need to deal with that on a personal level, and don't have your family have to deal with that. You deal with it so that your family doesn't have to. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be contentious. You've got to take care of that. And then on the other side as well, men and maybe even young men, when it comes to you looking for that special someone, as you're looking for that special someone, you've got to, at the same time, you've got to be looking at that individual as much as they will be looking at you, and deciding, hey, here are some red flags. Is that going to be, we're going to be able to navigate around those red flags or through those red flags in our relationship? And you look, it's better to dwell in the wilderness. It's better to be separated from the contentious and angry woman. And I'm not saying, listen, if you're in a relationship, you're married, it's something you got to deal with and you've got to work together with. I'm not saying you need to separate and that you need to divorce all of that. I'm not saying that at all. But you do need to deal with that. And ladies, you shouldn't have people bodies strewn out because the people that have gotten your way when you were on a tirade or you were angry or contentious. Like I said, you set the atmosphere of your home, and oftentimes at the workplace, you set the atmosphere. And so, ladies, got to control that anger and deal with it and just rid your life of it. Listen, I tell my kids this all the time. When they're in trouble and they might be a little upset, I'll ask them this. I'll say, hey, does this attitude that you have right now, are you happy with that attitude? And they'll say no. And I'll say, well, then why have it? If that attitude of anger and being upset, if that doesn't bring joy to your life, then why do it? Why become angry? And so, that's things that I work through with some of my children, and maybe maybe we need to work through it together as individuals as well. And so, be willing to work through that. Don't have your family, your coworkers, your friends living in fear of how you might respond to something. That's not joyful living. That's not healthy for relationships. Okay. And then let's look at verse number 20. Verse number 20 here this morning. There is a treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. And so once again, that the wise and the fool. The wise, you see the treasure of the wise, you see the foolish, he squanders, he spends, and doesn't have the treasure. He wastes it. And that treasure might not always just be, we think of treasure, we think of money, but you think of the differences between the wise and the fool. That treasure might be the counsel. The foolish doesn't seek counsel where the wise does. That treasure might be understanding or learning. The wise is always learning. The fool doesn't learn. And there's other ways as well. Then obviously money wise too, with treasure, possessions, wasting what God has blessed you with, or using what God has blessed you with. Talent. The wise uses the talent that God has given to him. The foolish squanders it. The ability to work. The wise use that ability. The foolish denies it and becomes lazy. And the list goes on. Don't waste the blessings that God has given to you. Be a wise individual and use those things to honor the Lord and really to save and to even get ahead in life. Don't be the fool. Don't play the fool and squander the opportunities, the blessings that God has given to you. So I guess the question for the day is really focusing on verse number 20. Are you playing the fool? Or are you becoming wise? And hopefully you're seeking to be wise and you're using what God has given you, okay, to honor and glorify him. All right, I'm going to leave you those thoughts for the day. Just a couple of verses that we've gone through. I know we've really slowed down maybe quite a bit as we looked at these Proverbs, but there's so much truth packed into these and so much practicality for our daily living. And I hope that it is a blessing to you. Okay. Let me give a couple shout outs to those of you who have commented live. Those of you who are watching the recorded version, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and comment as well. And maybe our power up today be a blessing to somebody. All right, let me give a couple shout outs. Brian and Cindy, good to have you on today. Have a blessed day. David, have a wonderful day. Enjoy the beauty of it. Ingrid, good morning to you. Love you. And the kids listening as well, have a wonderful day. Cliff and Karen, good morning to you. Hope you have a great day. Karen, thank you so much for those chicken salad sandwiches. Those were amazing. Sherry, good morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day in California there. Paula, good morning. Have a great day. Lee and Angie, good morning to you as well. Trust that you have a good day. Enjoy the sunshine. All right. Lord bless you all. Have a great day. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning for our Power Up.